What's up, Dixie T here. This is my first of two videos I'm going to be uploading today. Here's the first one. I'm going to be talking about the Jim Cornette's commentary, which is going to be on the, put a link up right there, about the slippery slope of hardcore wrestling. And he goes to detail of what hardcore wrestling can do for, like, it's pretty much not a long-term strategy. And I agree to this point because, let's be honest with you, let's be honest with everybody here. ECW may have been known for hardcore wrestling, but it had good wrestling as well. You had the great wrestlers. You had the Chris Benoit, the Jericho. You had Rey Mysterio. All these guys, great wrestlers, great workers. And I put Mick Foley on this, and Raven, who I think they need to get it, but yet they are great wrestlers, and they are great because they know what they're doing, psychology, all those guys who knew it. But the reason why, well, besides bad business decisions by Paul Heyman, the reason why ECW failed, well, because they went with the hardcore mindset. They went with hardcore with no substance. I mean, that's the problem with hardcore wrestling, which I agree, because there's hardcore wrestling and you try to base a federation on it, like, say, Combat Zone Wrestling. That's good for the short term, but for the long term, you're not going to be good. You're not good enough. The long term is like, what? I mean, you do it, man. I mean, what's the point? The fan base is going to be like, oh, we've seen this before. And eventually, you're going to have to get people with real good wrestling skills there. If not, you're just going to be like two guys just beating the hell out of each other for what purpose? I mean, it's well, pathetic, quite honestly. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the one-off match, like a hardcore match. Like, for example, I mean, Randy Orton and Triple H's feud, WrestleMania would have been perfect if it was a no disqualification match. I mean, would have made the match a lot better. And he didn't need weapons, and you could call weapons or not, but Hab just got beaten down. And stuff like I Quit matches. I enjoy I Quit matches. I like some I Quit matches and people beating each other with weapons and tables and all this stuff. But personally, I tend more to say the I Quit match, like, say, for example, last night's Styles and Booker T's match, and say Melina and Beth Phoenix, which they use little to no weapons at all. Because I really believe that if you use less weapons and things like that, it makes it seem a lot better. You know what I'm saying, right? You use, like, for example, like submissions, or God forbid, you make someone say "I quit" using your head, not using a weapon, but using your fist or anything else, makes you, I think, look more as a threat. I mean, I think, yeah, because let's look. Beth Phoenix was looked even more as a monster as Melina got pretty much beaten down in very, very convincing fashion, and made her even more of a babyface after that. Unfortunately, she got injured, but she came back. She had pretty good matches and everything. I disagree because you know what I'm saying. It's good for certain doses. Hardcore is good for and little doses. Not everything and gimmick matches all over the place. And for example, here's one little quote he is right now. At the end of it, it says, well, here's a quote, Jim Cornette's commentary, which is very good quote. 20 years ago, we pretended to hurt each other, and the fans believed it. Today, we really do hurt each other, and the fans think it's fake. Who are the marks now? And you know what? He was right. 20 years ago, you didn't need to do all this stuff. They believed every punch, every piss, every hit, every time someone punched someone. You felt like, wow, this guy really is hurt. And when they eventually used the hardcore match, it was like, oh my God. Now, on the hand, you see, like, what's coming up in this other useless pay-per-view, the WWE other useless show, Extreme Rules, or One Night Stand, aka aka, in my opinion, the most least worthy pay-per-view ever. You have these matches and hardcore simulations that make little to no point. And last year it cost one person's career, like stalled a career in Randy Orton, and really hurt himself and all this stuff. And God forbid Jeff Hardy, who pretty much does all these flips and all this stuff, he can't even barely even move. You know. Today we just that's the problem. We go up and they have no idea about what they're doing. I mean, they just turned like you have to. You really know what I'm saying, right? It's like the people realize that you have to go back to that old mindset that, you know, we need to get rid of the gimmick, not get rid of the gimmick, but you only use it on special occasions, and actually have one-on-one matches that and use real talent, real people to get over. Because if we don't, that's why wrestling is pretty much in the doldrums right now. There's some good stuff. There's some good stuff on SmackDown, ECW, and Superstars, and Impact as of late, and the Ring of Honor show and all that other stuff. But wrestling is not really indulged because we've seen everything. Everything has already been done in a hardcore gimmick match. I think we have to go. The reason why it got popular and everything else, selling out 100 grand arenas back in the 80s and all that stuff, was characters, the wrestlers, not the matches they were in. The characters, the people there. I don't see no one. Randy Orton was there, but I think they WWE boned it on him. They want John Cena to be that crossover guy, but they can't really. I mean, that's not going to happen. I don't know. I mean, Ring of Honor. I don't know anybody on Ring of Honor. I watch the shows, maybe Austin Aries or anything else. To say he's a crossover star. I mean, maybe he can be. You know, he really needs to stop ripping off Chris Jericho. Joe, I mean, TNA, they have AJ Styles. They have the people, but I think it's got to be up to the wrestlers themselves to take themselves up and build themselves up and everything else. But, you know, that's what I say, and that's what my comment on Jim Cornette's commentary, the Slippery Slope Hardcore Wrestling. It's a very good read. You have to read it, and it's on his website. I'll give you the link up right there. It's on commentary. So, anyway, this is Duke CT here. And peace and love. Later. I will see y'all tonight, right after Monday Night Raw. Because I really think they're not going to do anything special. If they are, I want them to surprise me. Alright, peace. Later. One.